Good day, everyone. I'm here to present the user interface design, the chapter 9 of ebook system analysis designed by Dennis et al. So for the content of the report, we have the introduction, the principle of interface design, application, and the key takeaway. So what is user interface design? So it is a process of defining how the system will interact with the external entities. So these two here are example of the external entities. So we have the customer and the supplier. So also it is a way or defines the way in which user will interact with the system through the nature of input and output and how the system accepts and produces. And also it is a study of human computer interaction or which we call HCI, which focuses on the computer usability and receptive towards user needs. So to further increase the explanation, we have this foundation of the user interface which we call the ERD or the Entity Relationship Diagram. It is the visual map of the system that dictates uh, system of the database structure, and it is also the foundation that dictates the data of the UI, which can display it on how it can be manipulated. Okay, so we have this comparison of two, which is sometimes being misinterpreted. We have the ERD and the flowchart diagram, but these two have differences. Okay, so at first we have the entity diagram. It is a model data, the entities, the attributes, and the relationship to describe the structure of the information domain, which is sample of the database schema or data flow requirement. While for the flowchart diagram, it is a sequence of steps, decision of the input and output to describe the procedure and operation processes. Okay, so the left side is on the entity, while on the or entity relationship diagram, and on the right side is the flowchart diagram. So you can see we have the start and the end process. Okay, so we have the six principles of the user interface design. We have the layout, content awareness, aesthetics, user experience, consistency, and minimize user effort. So at first for the layout, so the interface should be a series of areas on the screen that are used consistently for different purposes. So we can see here on the top part, we have the information and the buttons. And on the middle part of the interface or in the screen, we have these informations about what we are working with. And for the bottom part, we have the information of the status of what we are trying to navigate or we are trying to execute. Next is for the content awareness. So users should always be aware of where they are in the system and what information is being displayed. So on the screen, we can see here the generic process input. So once the user will click on this one, it will move to the next screen, but the guide of the generic process input or the title header must be present as always. So that as mentioned, the user must be aware of where they are still in the system. Next is for the aesthetics. So interface should be functional and inviting to users through careful use of white space, color, and fonts. Okay. So the traits of UI, good UI is the intuitive, the familiar, and the leading. So which we aims to guide the user from point to point, moving along their process or the execution of their activities in our interface through their goal. And the traits of bad UI, okay, we have the sluggish and unresponsive, complicated, confusing, inconsistent design. Okay, no target. So meaning no target is like there has no clear definition if the interface is for the adult or for the children or for the animals or for the cars for the pets. So it should be avoided. Lack of social interaction and readability issue. Okay, so the color schemes as mentioned. Okay, so for the examples of the good aesthetics, so we have here the apple. So as you can see on the upper part, they have the product they are trying to promote with, and the bottom of the screen, we can see that they are trying to present the latest product that they provided or they created or they manufactured, and then on the bottom part we have the um, Spotify, the well-known Spotify for background, for the black background, and for the contrast of the fonts, we have the white fonts, and it is very clear and visible for the users to use. Next is for the example of the bad aesthetics. So it should be it should not be done and should be avoided, right? So on the left picture we have these rental cars. We can see we have this unrelated background and the image of this person which is shocked, and it is not clear and vague on the information. And I think it is not necessary to uh, present during the initial page of the website. And then on the right side, we have this different um, selling of the vehicles, but unclear and different fonts, different sizes of the pictures, and very close to each other and improper spacing. Okay. Next is for the user experience or the UX. So although ease of use and ease of learnings often lead to similar decision, there are some trades-off between two. So novice user or infrequent users of software will prefer use of learning, okay? Whereas the users who prefer ease of use, okay? Okay, so ease of learnings is for, as mentioned on the definition, it is a user-friendly, while in the ease of use is more on the complex or complicated part, which is the Photoshop. And on the left side, we have this ease of learning, which is the Canva. As you can see, it is already presented on templates, already given, already obvious that what we are trying to tackle with or report with. The Canva made it easier for you. Well, for the ease of use or the technical part or um, many activities, and it should be a complex part is the ease of use for the um, Photoshop. Next is for the consistency. So enable user to predict what will happen for they can perform the function. Okay, it is one of the most important element of ease of learning, ease of use, and aesthetics. So as we can notice here in the picture, we can see this information about the Airbnb. So at first we have this picture, the images, and then the location where these condos or these units are present, and then the price, the days that they should be staying, and the rating of those areas or those rooms. Okay. Next is for minimize user effort. So the interface should be simple to use. Most designer plan to have no more than mouse clicks from the start menu until the user perform works. Okay, so for example, once clicking this daily report, immediately pop up the results of the operation, such as like this. But as reported on the earlier part of this presentation, the upper part, the display uh, daily report is still visible so that the user is still be guided on where they are working on the system. Okay, so the application of the UI to IoT. So at first, the consumer IoT refers to the network of internet devices designed for personal use by individuals to enhance convenience, comfort, and style. So applying the UI, we have the smart home automation, wearable technologies, and connected appliances. So with this one, we can easily access. We have the buttons, the accessibility of these items or these devices, right? Next is for the application for the commercial IoT, refers to the network of internet connected devices designed for personal use by individuals, right, to enhance convenience, comfort, and lifestyle. Okay, so as we can see, okay, on the example of the consumer IoT, we can easily access the uh, retail, okay, retail store, okay, smart retail store. We can easily access and check whether what we are needed is present or available in the stores. And also on the left side of the image, you can directly change the design or the colors of our lightings in our home. Okay, so these are some examples of the UI applied to the IO. Okay, the smart lighting controls and enables the users to control the tempo of the lighting, as mentioned, and the smart retails enable the system to detect the supply, the individual inventory, and the expiration. So for the takeaways, so use user interface design for ease of use and ease of learning. User interface have design where To apply the user comfort and accessibility and application of user interface are exposed in daily living and operation. Thank you.